You can lose 30% of your nighttime testosterone production by doing one thing wrong before bed. And most men over 60 are doing it every single night. It's not the gym. It's not your diet. And it's not your age. It all comes down to what you're drinking, or not drinking, before bed. There's one dark red drink backed by science that's helping men over 60 wake up noticeably stronger, more energized, and with morning confidence they haven't felt in years. Here's what most men don't realize. After 60, testosterone drops. Circulation slows. Erections become less reliable. And many men quietly blame themselves, their age, or just life. But what if none of that was actually the problem? What if there was a simple reason why you wake up feeling groggy, heavy, or less like yourself? When nighttime testosterone production falls apart, you don't just lose performance. You increase your risk of prostate problems. Fatigue becomes a daily struggle. Weight starts creeping up. Even your mood starts to crumble. And sadly, this is the point where many men give up. They stop hoping for more. They settle. But it doesn't have to be that way. Most doctors won't tell you this, but there's one change to your nightly ritual that may reverse a lot of the damage. It's not a supplement, not a pill, and not one of those tea-boosting powders you see online. In a moment, I'll show you the one surprising drink that's lowering inflammation, restoring deep sleep, and ramping up testosterone for older men. The best part? You can find it in most grocery stores, usually near the orange juice. It was tested on elite athletes and military veterans, but the men who may benefit most are in their 60s and beyond. Before I reveal the drink, let's break down what's really happening inside the body. Because when you understand what's causing the slump, you can finally rise out of it. Here's the first thing most men don't know. Blood flow is everything. Your energy, your erections, even your sleep. All of it relies on circulation. As we age, our arteries begin to stiffen. Blood vessels get narrower. And the natural molecules that help blood flow, like nitric oxide, start dropping. That's a problem. The Cleveland Clinic has shown that poor circulation is one of the leading causes of erectile issues in men over 60. That means it's not always your hormones, not always your desire. Many times, it's just your blood not reaching where it needs to go. And this poor circulation doesn't stop at performance. It also affects your brain, your heart, your sleep. Which brings us to the second hidden culprit, nighttime testosterone. Most guys think testosterone is running the show during the day. In truth, most of your tea is produced at night, while you're asleep. And not just any sleep, but a special stage called deep sleep. Stage 3. That's when your body restores itself, repairs tissue, and floods your system with testosterone. But here's the catch. If you're not entering deep sleep, or if that sleep gets disturbed, testosterone production suffers. One NIH-backed study showed that after just 1 week of disrupted sleep, men's testosterone levels dropped by up to 15%. That's 1 week. Imagine what several months or years can do. Now, if low blood flow and poor quality sleep weren't enough, there's a third enemy sneaking in: chronic inflammation. You can't see it. You can't feel it. But it's there. Silent, steady, and damaging. Low-level inflammation blocks testosterone receptors. It damages blood vessels. And it interferes with melatonin, the hormone that helps you get restful sleep. Harvard Health reports that chronic inflammation plays a key role in heart disease and also contributes directly to poor male function. So let's connect the dots. Less blood flow means less oxygen and nutrients where your body needs them. Poor deep sleep means lower testosterone production overnight. Inflammation only makes both of those worse. Here's the kicker. Most men are accidentally fueling this problem each night. They have a couple drinks to relax before bed. Alcohol messes with sleep. They scroll their phone's blue light keeps the brain awake. They have dinner late with sugar or processed food, triggering more inflammation. Even mild dehydration can ruin your body's attempt to recover while you sleep. So even if you think you're doing everything right, your nighttime habits could be quietly draining your strength. Here's the good news. Just as certain drinks can hurt your sleep and tea, one drink may help restore both. The same drink that's being used by pro athletes to boost recovery and by veterans to improve sleep is now showing promise in older men for bringing back morning energy and performance. And odds are high you've never heard of the nighttime ritual I'm about to share. Most grocery store shelves are lined with energy drinks, sodas, and sugar packed fruit juices. But hiding in plain sight is one dark red juice that may do what sleep aids, nitric oxide pills, and tea boosters only promise. Doctors and researchers started noticing something strange. Athletes who drank this juice before bed recovered faster, had better sleep, and even saw improved hormone profiles. That's when studies began digging deeper. And what they found was impressive. Because this drink doesn't just cover up the symptoms, it goes to the root. It supports deeper sleep cycles. It reduces inflammation throughout the body. And it assists natural blood flow by helping your arteries relax instead of tighten. In other words, it's not a magic potion. It simply gives your body what it needs to perform like it used to by working with the exact systems responsible for energy, circulation, and testosterone. And here's what a lot of men are asking: why haven't I heard about this from my doctor? Well, here's a tough truth. Medical treatment is great at managing disease, but it's not always focused on helping men feel like men again. We get told it's just part of aging. But in reality, your body may just be missing one key ingredient, especially at night. Imagine this. You sleep more deeply. You wake up without the fog. You look in the mirror and feel just a little more like yourself. And your partner? She notices things too, because everything starts to reconnect. The sleep, the energy, the intimacy. It begins with one small step. And in just a moment, I'll reveal the exact juice and how to use it for the best overnight results. You don't need a prescription. You don't need a complete lifestyle change. But you do need to be consistent. Because studies show that when older men started adding this one drink to their nighttime routine, everything downstream began to improve. Their blood markers, their sleep scores, even morning arousal. You may not be an athlete, but your body still responds just like one when you give it the right fuel. And this particular fuel? Well, you'll see why it works so powerfully in just a second. It's tart cherry juice. That's the drink. Not some made-up powder or a trend on social media. Just real juice from a real fruit that's been studied in over a dozen peer-reviewed clinical trials. One small glass about 8 ounces before bed, and countless men are starting to notice a difference by the next morning. Because tart cherries are rich in natural compounds that may support everything we've just talked about. First, they contain something called anthocyanins. These are antioxidants that help relax your blood vessels. When those vessels relax, your blood flows smoother and easier throughout the body. That can support energy, circulation, even better sleep. Second, tart cherries are one of the few foods shown to naturally raise melatonin levels. That's the hormone your brain needs to slip into deep, restorative sleep. A study from Louisiana State University found that older adults who drank tart cherry juice twice a day for 2 weeks slept up to 84 more minutes per night and had higher melatonin levels in their blood. More melatonin means more deep sleep. And better deep sleep? That's the secret window when your body releases testosterone. So it's not hard to see why researchers started paying attention. Better blood flow, lower inflammation, deeper rest. And the best part? It's easy. You don't need to change everything in your life. You don't need to force down medications with side effects. Just one simple drink, made from Mother Nature herself, may help your body start doing what it was designed to do. Now, I know what you might be thinking: come on, it can't be that easy. And I get it. After all, we're told that to feel like ourselves again, we need a personal trainer, a supplement plan, a hormone doctor, even surgery. But sometimes, small hinges swing big doors. Frank, a 67-year-old veteran from Arizona, tried tart cherry juice after his doctor mentioned it might help with sleep. What he didn't expect. Within a week, his sleep was deeper. His morning energy came back. He even told his wife, "I haven't felt this clear-headed since my 40s. And no, he didn't suddenly turn into a new man overnight. But every day, step by step, he started feeling stronger, sharper, and more motivated, not just in the bedroom, but in his daily life. Then there's Dr. Janet Brine, a sleep specialist who's been quietly recommending tart cherry juice to her older male patients who struggle with sleep and low energy. She says some of her patients are skeptical at first, But once they feel the difference, they don't want to go back. And again, it's not a cure-all. Nothing is. But it's a smart move, a tool, and a signal to your body that it's time to heal and recharge overnight. If you're wondering the best way to try it, here's what studies suggest. 8 ounces of 100% tart cherry juice, 30 to 60 minutes before bed. That's it. Look for the kind labeled 100% tart cherry juice. Skip the stuff blended with sugar, apple juice, or cocktail versions that dilute the good stuff. Some men even warm it slightly and sip it like a tea in the evening. Others mix it with water to make it go farther. Whatever works for you, what matters most is consistency. Because the men who see the biggest payoff are the ones who make it a ritual, a nightly habit, a signal to their body, it's time to restore. And what's fascinating is that researchers still don't know all the ways tart cherry juice supports the aging male body. There's still more to learn, more mechanisms at work. Some believe it also helps with joint recovery and inflammation. Others think it may support brain health through improved sleep. But the results speak for themselves. Men report sleeping deeper, waking up more refreshed, and even having more drive throughout the day and at night. And that's what really matters, right? Not another magic pill, not another product collecting dust in your cabinet, but a simple, doable strategy for feeling just a little more like yourself again. Just imagine, you shut off the lights. Your mind slows down. You drift into a deeper sleep than you've had in years. The next morning, you get up more easily. You feel more focused. Your body feels less stiff, more awake. It's a small step with a big ripple effect. So try it tonight. Just 1 glass. See how you feel over the next few mornings. Because when you give your body what it's been missing, recovery, restoration, and real nourishment, amazing things can happen. But here's the thing. Tart cherry juice is just the beginning. Inside your body right now may be hidden hormone blockers, things that clog up your testosterone like gunk in an engine. In our next video, I'll reveal 3 common foods that may be quietly sabotaging your testosterone levels every single day, and how to replace them with testosterone-friendly options that fuel your male health from the inside out. So don't miss that. And if you found this helpful, like the video, share it with a friend and make sure to subscribe. Because aging doesn't have to mean fading. Sometimes it just means finding smarter ways to turn things back on one step at a time.